Oh,
Hello and welcome back to the Willie Morgan Show with Manchester United icon Willie Morgan. Nearly at the start of December now as we approach the festive period. First of all, Willie, how are you?
very well. Apart from no golf today, it's been below zero all day, so couldn't get out. It's too cold. But other than that, yeah, I came the weekend, as you know. I came up to get some fresh air and bring it back to England, as we do, up to beautiful Inverness, and obviously Ross County, who we watched when we were up there. So with the new manager.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, I've got the whole history. Callum, I've got the whole history, don't worry. I told you, it's a friend, someone we used to meet in Tenerife for years and years. And like on the lad podcast, normally about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, we would meet in the rendezvous, my pal Graham Stanton's bar. Anyway, Roy was there in full flow. I didn't see his wife Kathy, but he was there in full flow, and with his new manager, whereas it was 0-0, obviously they should have won. The referee was dreadful. They should have had a penalty, and they missed a couple of great chances. They should have won. But they got a great result last night. So Indeed. 4 points from 2 games now. So with a little bit of luck, to stay up and do well again. So beautiful ground. They informed me that I played there 50 years ago.
Wow.
I obviously don't remember. 50 years ago, when they were still in the Highland League. Probably about 1972, 73, maybe 73, whatever. But the ground changed dramatically. They've got a new stand, and the facilities are fantastic. And the playing surface, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yeah, it was great. And Kate had never been up to get some fresh air. So they took us around Ross Cromarty, all around Ross and Inverness. And it was absolutely stunningly beautiful up there. And of course, before I mention some of the names, it's the Tartan Army land. They're all in the Tartan Army. They had a reunion on Saturday at the match. It was organised by Bill McKenzie, who obviously played for Ross County as well, Bill. They told me he wasn't very good, by the way, and they called him, his nickname was Pingy. He never told me that, and I've known him for 20 years, Callum. Pingy, okay. So it was all ex-players that played, in the local leagues back then, all old, most of them old guys now. And they were all in Germany with the kilts on in the 74 World Cup. It's amazing how dedicated they are to Scotland. So it was fabulous. We met arguably my biggest fan on the planet, Ronnie, and his wife Ronnie. I know. He was telling me that he was showing me some photograph in Germany with my number 20, the squad number on his back. So Ronnie and Jim and Don, they were just all nice. And I got a chance to meet Isabel. I had a great friend from the village, Jim Fleming. Jim was a left winger. I think I mentioned him when he died, sadly, a while ago now. Good player. Started Partick Thistle, from Socky, 2-3 doors up the road, and went to Wigan. a few places and ended up playing at Ross County, where he finished his career. So his wife Isabel came along, which is lovely. So it was just a great experience. Luckily, we flew up. I wouldn't like to drive up. I think it's about 3 days in it from here. Right up there. So it was just everyone, on our table during the day at the match and before the match and after the match. Johnny and George, they were just all nice guys. I've never met so many wingers in one place in my life. They were all, I mean, there's about 50 that size. I was a winger. Well, obviously, So it was just very, very, very nice. So I'm glad I've done it. And I saw more of Scotland than I've ever seen in my life. Bill took us around on Sundays, drove us all around the peninsula and up there. It's unbelievable. So anyway, back to it's not so bad. I don't mind as long as it's not raining. I don't mind it down there.
No, absolutely.
It is cold.
In terms of the golf, then, have you been out in recent days? And today's the first day it's been off.
Yeah. I played yesterday. We didn't come back for Sunday, so I played Monday, obviously, and played yesterday. But today, no, it's bone hard. Not that I take a divot with my swing. I'm not a proper golfer, Callum. I try to pick it off So I couldn't make have got away with it today. So anyway, we didn't. I think it's going to be like this tomorrow as well. So we just hope that United get a result tonight, a good result at the weekend.
Well, in terms of the league, obviously the Man City game was disappointing, but I think they've won 5 out of their last 6 games in the league and now go into this game in Europe tonight needing a win. So things have picked up results-wise, at least, even if performances have still been not the best.
Well, as bad as we are, most of them are the same, if not worse. So dreadful teams around. So it's a good result. Always nice to beat the Scousers, whichever side it is. So, and I'm still a point ahead. Vincent, oh no, he was throwing and blowing, and when they won before us, we're 2 points ahead now. Anyway, so they did me a great favour. So I don't think he's going to get the sack before Christmas.
He saved himself.
Are you listening, Vincent? I know you're watching. He's not going to get sacked before Christmas. I want my £5 back.
In terms of, Goodison Park, it's the last season, I believe, that Everton are going to be playing there before they move to their new ground. What are your memories of visiting Goodison over the years? Because it's such a historic ground.
They were, back in the day, it was great going there. And I keep saying the rivalry with the fans. I mean, the player Jimmy Gabriel, I go back a long, long way. Brian LeBone, Bolly, that's, he was there at the time. We had some great friends there, Howard Kendall, Colin Harvey. And we were all pals. I mean, that's the great myth about how much they hate each other, and supporters do. But the players, we were never like that. It was always a difficult place to go. But most grounds back then were difficult places to go. I'm sat there, it's coming into December, Ross County, in the north of Scotland, and the pitch is like a billiard table. Beautiful. They don't know how lucky they are, these lads. They couldn't have survived. Oh, they wouldn't have survived anyway, but they wouldn't survive the pitches we played on. It just mud. And then when it was like this, you can imagine getting tackled and falling down on this lot. And of course, with it being muddy, not so bad if it's just grass. It was all uneven and just to rip you to pieces. So, it's it's good. You know, they put a little bit together. It's still very difficult, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It was good to see Rashford back in the score sheet. He's a player who, as we talked about last season, can get you goals when he has high confidence, and hopefully that'll lift his confidence so that he can score more often.
Oh, I hope so. But you know, I said before, we've said both of us, it's very difficult for him because he doesn't get much support. He doesn't get people creating chances for him. He's having to create his own chances. You can't do that. It's difficult, no matter how good you are. You know, the lad's a good player. Don't take that. It doesn't matter who's going through a bad time or not. He's a good player and a chance to be a great player. But he needs help. He needs help, and the fact that you know they've got a little bit momentum, little bit, that will help. Everything, you know, just you know, footballers are so. The slightest little thing is good, or the slightest little thing is bad. And at the moment, it's good. We're getting got the results, and long may it continue. I don't think we're going to win the league, obviously, but if you can just keep it going, just get results. But he's still got to change. He's got to change the personnel. Unless he does that, he will eventually go the same way as all the other ones.
I wanted to ask you about former England manager Terry Venables. Did you ever have any meetings and dealings with Terry, and what was he like?
I didn't have meetings and dealings apart from on the pitch. He was a great little player. Inside forward, again, this is before your time. You don't even know what they mean. He was an inside forward and very good. He was in a great team at the time. Little Terry. The last time I saw him, I didn't have, I mean, apart from playing against each other many times. I mean, for years and years. The last time I saw him was at Dalmahoy. We were staying there. I came up to play in the Scottish Rugby Union's golf day at Dalmahoy. And lo and behold, we come to tell the night before the golf, the England team were there. That's when he was manager. I went to the bar and, Willie, go and have a drink. And went over and, you know, spent an hour with him chatting about the old time, as you do, about the old time, the great players and what it was like. And that's the last time I saw him. But as a player, he was a super player. And a nice guy, nice little guy. He reminds me of my pal Graham in Tenerife, who I mentioned before. Reminds me of Graham Stanton from East London, and they all talk the same.
Well, the thing as well with him is he also obviously managed Barcelona, which is something that, you know, he won the league over there. So that's something that he can always obviously be part of his legacy, which not many people can say they've done, especially British people.
He was a manager. Not coach, he was a manager. So speaks for itself. And I keep telling you, first club that bucks the system and appoints a manager and not a coach will win everything. And then it'll all go back to proper football with managers in charge. And all these people who couldn't play with their coaching badge, bye-bye.
Another thing I wanted to mention, in the last show we talked about obviously the terribly sad passing of Sir Bobby Charlton. You were at his funeral, which was in recent weeks. What was that like, and what was the send off like from the fans as well?
Oh, the fans, it was phenomenal. Don't forget, Bobby, one of the two greatest English players of all time. And when you look at his stats, how many goals he scored for England, how many goals he scored for Man U, how many games. And don't forget, those were in the days when you were playing against proper international teams, not Mickey Mouse. Malta, Gibraltar, has Lazio got an international team? They play 1,000 games. There was no European Championship back then either. It was just the World Cup and the home internationals. So to consider how many caps he got and many goals he scored. And I think in '66, I think he scored 4 goals in that something like that, I think. Bobby was, obviously, as we keep saying, he wasn't a goal scorer. He was a scorer of great goals. His goals were spectacular. The service, it was great to meet so many, the little places in the cathedral. They had the Man United a little bit, they had the family, and then they had the fans. But it wasn't sad. You have to appreciate it's remembering he had a great life. He had a great life. Apart from the crash, even including the crash, because he came through it and went on to be one of the greatest players ever. So it says a lot for him. And it was nice for Norma. It wasn't morbid. They had 3 people speaking, or they had, and they're beautiful. So it was a commemoration of his life rather than, oh, he's dead and it's all sad and gloom and doom. It was nice. It was lovely. Remembering somebody, obviously, I played with him for what, 6, 7 years. Some of the great goals he scored. Some of the suicide balls he gave me. Bob, no, it was lovely. And nice to meet up with a lot of the old players. That was very special. So, no, a great send off, and just hope the family are okay now. It must have been difficult. I didn't realise it was in a home. He'd been in a home, and that's where he felt. No, I didn't. He only lived a couple of miles along the road from me here. I hadn't seen him. I think the last time I saw him was at Harold Riley's inauguration. The last time I saw him, but no, and try to tell people. Everyone said, "Oh, he was very gloomy." No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was happy, brilliant in the dressing room, great in the dress. The saddest thing, and obviously, it's never going to happen. Obviously, Matt should have appointed him the manager of Man United instead of Wilf McGuinness. At that time, player managers weren't really in vogue. It was right at the very beginning. And even appointing a manager from within the club was very unusual. That was, Matt more or less introduced that. It was just the wrong guy, as we know. He would have been he'd been great at Man United. He'd have been a great manager. So, but other than that, I think, in my opinion anyway, one of the 2 greatest English players, him and Jimmy Greaves. Jimmy Greaves was genius as well.
Another great player that I wanted to mention, because you were speaking to his son Callum, obviously George Best. What was Callum saying and sharing the memories, obviously, of the time that you played with his father?
I'd never met. He's on my Twitter and all that stuff. I never met Callum. And when we went back to Old Trafford afterwards, after the funeral service, Geezer came up and said, "Willie, he's got an American twang." I thought, who the hell is he from America? And he's about 6 feet, he's about 6'14". And he said, "Callum Best." "Callum, can't be George's son, you're too big." You're too tall. Said, "I am. So I've always wanted to meet you, and love to sit down and chat about my dad with you, because obviously I know that you and him were great friends." I said, "Yeah, we were. We were very close friends, both on and off the pitch." So he lives down in London, and we're in the throes of going to get together so he can sit down and ask all the things about his dad that he doesn't know. So, no, it was very, very nice to meet him. He was a lovely guy, just like his dad, actually, but twice as tall.
Brilliant. We've got lots of questions as always. I'm just going to get them up just now. The first one comes in from our good friend Otterman. He said, after leaving Manchester United, what was your best moment in football?
After leaving Man United, you know, I think winning the second division with Bolton was great. It was absolutely fantastic for the Bolton fans and for Ian Greaves, the manager, who, as I've said before, was as close to Mark Busby as you'll ever get as a manager. He was brilliant, and that was, you know, playing in America, Ottoman. I love playing in the sunshine because obviously we're there all the summer. But I think, you know, winning the second division with Bolton was very special. So I would say that.
There you go, very good one. Next one that we have got coming in. Tommy Fleetwood was on the television at the Formula One. Have you played a game of golf with him recently?
Who was asking that?
That's from Mike.
Michael, I haven't. I think he's frightened because I'm playing well again. I really think he's choking it. The last time I saw Tommy, that was a few months ago. And he's not been back since. And yes, we met up at Mere, a good chat. I said his wife and my daughter went to school together. So when we get a chance, when he gets a break, because he's all over the place at the moment, America, all over Europe, all over America, Asia. So he's not been back. A great guy. He is a lovely, lovely little guy, and playing well. You know, back in the groove again at the moment. Should have won the other week there. So I've not had a chance to take some money off him yet, Mike, but I will.
Next one from Paul. Have you met Kevin Keegan over the years, and if so, what is he like? Because he, along with you, is one of my favourite players.
Paul, Keegan's a member at the same golf club as me here, the Mere. So I see him quite a lot. We haven't played golf yet together. The last time we did play golf, we were actually in Tenerife playing in a celebrity golf thing years ago. And but I do see him at the golf club. Not every day. He's not as keen as me, don't he? But he's still around. He's a super guy, by the way. Great little guy. Great centre forward. Great centre forward. You wouldn't be disappointed. He's just a very, very nice person and a great footballer. I don't think he's golf. I think I won that. I won the tournament in Tenerife, Mike, by the way. But yeah, I see him. Yeah, I still see him. So he only lives 2-3 miles down the road. So, you know, once people come here to this little part of the world in Cheshire, you can't get rid of us. They're all still scattered around. You can't. They're all still here. So, anyway, yes, I do see him, Michael.
Last question this week is.
Paul.
Last question this week is from Lynn. Are you looking forward to Christmas, and what are your plans as the build-up starts to approach?
Lynn, yeah, looking forward to Christmas. Yeah, the family love Christmas. You know, when I was a kid, Christmas was not really much. If you got an apple at Christmas, you were lucky. It wasn't. We had to go to church on Christmas Day. That was one thing you had to do. We didn't like doing that either. And of course, from 15 onwards, we played all over Christmas. So you didn't get a chance. You know, it wasn't like you're going to get everybody around and have a few drinks because we had matches So I missed Christmases for 20 odd years. It didn't really mean much. But just recently, yeah, Kay's a bit of a Christmas freak. She's got the trees up, and it'll be nice. It'll just be family as we do now. Nice to get the family around and put the world to rights as we do. I prefer New Year. You know, I'm a New Year Scottish, obviously. New Year was the time we celebrated. Christmas wasn't really celebrated, even as a kid, as I said. It was a little bit of a throwaway. We didn't have any, as I said, didn't have any presents to open anyway, apart from an apple.
Or an orange, maybe.
We never got an orange, that was too expensive. You got an orange. But I enjoy it. Obviously, it's just nice having the family around. I used to, even up in the last few years, if the weather's half decent, nip out the golf course and get a few holes. I know, terrible, Callum.
Why not?
Oh, it's terrible. But sometimes the weather's been fantastic here at Christmas. Yeah, they get out and play, get 18 holes in. But Christmas, yeah, I'm more looking forward to New Year, to be honest. But the family prefer Christmas because they're all English. They don't understand. They don't understand, Lynn. Anyway, I hope it's great for everyone. I hope next year's better. I don't know. So the world's gone crazy. I don't know.
Oh, it really is.
We tell you on who's fighting who's killing who.
We've got to also hope next year is a better year for United as well than this one.
Yes, obviously. I always hope that. That was a great year for. I just hope it's a great year for everyone. You know, there's so many nice people. You know, going up there, up to Inverness, something I would never have done. Bill coerced me into. People are so nice. It gives you, it makes you feel really good that there are nice people, and not all, you know, watching the telly or reading the newspapers. It's all doom and gloom, and what's worse, Donald Trump could be back. My God, Lynn, that would be a nightmare. Anyway, at least he'll be awake.
Well, let's hope not, for sure.
Go awake yet? Has anyone woken him up?
In terms of tonight, obviously we hope United can get the job done in Europe. But before we go, your usual message for the listeners.
Yeah, to everyone, wherever you are, you know, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and may your God go with you.
Until next time, take care.